for any effective pest and conservation strategies. Correct species identification is crucial for detecting invasive pests early, distinguishing cryptic species, and understanding their ecological roles. Renaissance in biosystematics has revolutionized the field, allowing precise identification and tracking invasive and emerging insects across regions.
The session will be chaired by Dr. V.V. Ramamurthy, President, Entomological Society of India, co-chaired by Dr. J. Purani, Principal Scientist, NRCB Trichy, and the rapporteurs include Dr. E. Sumati, Professor, Entomology, TNAU Coimbatore, and Dr. A. Shuganti, Associate Professor, Entomology, TNAU Coimbatore. And the session will be convened by Dr. N. Chitra, Professor, Entomology, TNAU Coimbatore. I request you to kindly take the seats.
Good afternoon to everyone. I'm Chitra. So, to begin with this session, the bond with the alma mater remains unbreakable. It's a moment of pride, and it's a very proud moment that three of the speakers are from TNAU. Firstly, I would like to introduce Dr. V.V. Ramamurthy, though all of you know, but it will be fulfilled only if I do it. So, he's an alumnus of our university who graduated in 1973. Then he did his post-graduation here in TNAU and finally left to IRA. He served for a year in our university as a reader and assistant professor. Then he left to IRA again to join the Agricultural Research Service. He is a Darwin Fellow who pursued his research at Natural History Museum. He has he has erected 5 new genera and 50 new species and made many revisionary studies. And one remarkable thing about Ramamurthy sir is he was the national coordinator for the network project on insect systematics. So under this scheme, insect taxonomy was revived across the agriculture universities and agriculture institutes in India. It's an important milestone in India. And further, he has been the editor-in-chief of Indian Journal of Entomology. And he was our technical consultant for the TNA Insect Museum. So I welcome you, sir, to this session. Next is our keynote speaker in the session is Sri Samuel Praveen Kumar, who again graduated from our university. And he did his postgraduate in agricultural entomology. To connect Praveen with this session he is the first recipient of T.V. Ramakrishna Iyer Award and for his best MSc student in agricultural entomology. As all of you know that Ramakrishna Iyer is one of the key founders of insect taxonomy in the country. So I connect him with this medal. Now I request Sri Samuel Praveen Kumar to deliver the keynote address.
Present yourself. So this is the beauty of digital public infrastructure. And therefore, if you have digital public infrastructure, I can name plenty. I mean, FASTag is one digital initiative. You have to go by car. They have to, pay the toll tax. You don't have to even wait in the long queue. Just pass through. FASTag will capture your details, your vehicle details, your bank details, and automatically the money is credited. They can't take out money which is more than the due money. Suppose they are supposed to take 70 rupees out of your account, only 70 rupees goes credibly. UPI is a digital initiative. When the entire world was suffering during COVID pandemic, people told that for a country like India with 1.3 billion population that time, to have a good infrastructure to monitor people getting 2 doses of vaccines, it will take 8 years. What we have developed is CoWIN. We, in the sense I am talking about on behalf of government, we have developed something called as CoWIN. CoWIN is connecting to the medical system in the country, to the doctors, to the vaccine suppliers, to the citizens, Aadhaar based. And you can simply log in your Aadhaar and you know when was the first vaccine given. This was developed in a record time of 1 year. And when the world was telling that you can't do this, we have established what can be done in 8 years has been established in 1 year. This is the beauty of DPI. I will give another example where people used to say that for India to become financially inclusive, you must have heard about Jan Dhan program. Jan Dhan program for our country with 1.4 billion population would take 50 years, they said, for every person to have a bank account. your path-breaking research. I want farmer to actually have more income generation. I want farmer to make agriculture more resilient. I want farmer to have agriculture becoming climate adaptive. If that is to be done, then we must always have solutions which are pull system. You pull what you want. Otherwise, you don't. You go to a buffet, you will only take what you want. All of us who were preferring non-veg just went, took some chicken, took some fish, some rice, came back. There were so many other items. No, I don't need that. I will take what I want. A farmer growing cotton should know only about cotton advisories, should only know about where a good market is existing for cotton. So that is why Ministry of Agriculture is developing something called as AgriStack. AgriStack is again a functional kind of a DPI where you will have three components. One component on farmer ID. Now the question comes, why do you have so many IDs? You already have an Aadhaar, you already have a PAN card, but Aadhaar doesn't tell you what you are doing, what is your profession. But a functional ID of farmer called as AgriStack will give you that he is a farmer, he does farming. Now where does he do farming? What is the land that he has got? There are two important things. So we have got something called as digital crop survey. So digitally the crop is surveyed. A farmer's land holding is also mapped into that. That is called farm survey or land survey. So land survey, crop survey, farmer stack. All these three things will combine to develop the DPI called AgriStack. And it was announced in the budget by Honorable Finance Minister that we are building DPI. This is the way forward. Now what happens? I'll just give a use case and then get into NPSS. Suppose today a farmer, I just visited call center here in the break. I went and saw how they are working. A call center is a farmer calling you and asking you that, you will say, okay, you spray this. For him, it is a job that he is doing. But for farmer, it is his livelihood. You have given a wrong advice. He has sprayed something, the crop is gone, his livelihood is gone. This is what you are serving. You are serving farmer for his livelihood. We must keep this in mind. We can't play with livelihoods of others. So when we are doing, there must be some credibility. Now comes the importance of a farm survey, farm stack, agri stack. Suppose a farmer is calling me, I get the number of farmer, and with that ID, I don't even have to ask him, like, who are you, what are you growing, where are you growing? With that farm ID, I come to know about the digital crop survey. I know the area where he is. Say, for example, he is near Agra, and he is growing a chana crop. Chana is gram. So then I will come to know that he will require only chana. Using AI, I will go into the details of chana and only focus on what he needs. So it is a push come pull system, which is more impactful than having a mere push system, because it will take at least 2 minutes to understand what the farmer is, what he is growing, what he wants. But I don't want to waste that time. You must have seen now, when you call Airtel, he says, seeing your number, Mr. Kumar, how may I help you? Why he says that? Because he wants to develop that connect. Are we able to develop that connect with the farmer? That is the question here. So digital systems, yes, there are several digital systems. I am going to take you through a 10-minute presentation on NPSS. It will be useful for pest surveillance. It will be useful for identifying the pest. But at the end of the day, this has to go into a DPI. When it goes into a DPI, AgriStack DPI, then that farmer, without his telling, I will know, seeing the map, that his crop is going to be prone to, say, cotton bollworm. He is growing cotton and he is in Punjab. So I will be giving him advisories even without his asking. Just imagine when things come to you without your asking, it is a sheer joy. It's a sheer pleasure. That is what customer service is all about. So when we say it is farmer centric, when it is say citizen centric, even this One Health approach, it should be an approach from our side to the citizens. It should be as a commitment for us to give to the citizen that yes, this is what you need. We have identified your need and therefore we are giving you the solution. So this is the importance of DPI. Of course, as I said, DPI is my passion. So if I'm given a stage to speak on DPI, I can speak for the entire day. But I mean, you people will get bored of DPI. But just understand the importance of DPI, and all of you who are working on digital initiatives, please try to link up with DPI, how you can leverage that particular technology. DPI provides you scalability, population scale. DPI provides you the serviceability of an initiative that you are giving. And DPI provides you sustainability, which is important. There is no point in developing an initiative which is not sustainable, which will run through for 1 or 2 years and then close the project. It is no use if it is not scalable. Today, if you are catering to how many people? 1.4 billion. You must be able to have a capacity to do 2 billion people also. UPI has got that. You are doing a transaction of 500 millions per day. Transactions on UPI. Just 1 rupee, 2 rupee, 10 rupee, here, there. If you see that map, it is just like, kashpish. That is the, can you expect bankers to do that? That kind of a transaction? Not possible. So DPI can transform the way we are doing things in our life. Now coming to NPSS, National Pest Surveillance System. If you can move the next slide, please. The objective of course, this NPSS is to design, develop and implement a national pest surveillance system. There are basically three components because today we all know, in fact, even in our olden days, IPM is a concept, integrated pest management. What we do is to identify the pest properly, to monitor the pest build up properly. And there is something called as ETL, we all know, economic threshold level. And there is something called as EIL, economic injury level. So at the threshold level, the decision-making process arrives that we should use pesticides judicially. We should not be using pesticides too early also. So this kind of decision-making will also be driven by the data that supports. So suppose the data comes correctly, or suppose the data is not correct and it is not reaching ETL, and then you start spraying chemical. It's a waste of money. For a farmer, input cost reduction and realization of higher market price are two important vital factors. If you are able to reduce the input cost, his profit margin increases. Or if you are able to help him get a better realization, again he will get higher farm income. If these two things we don't do, then he will not be able to get a good remunerative income for his farming activity. So that should be kept in mind. So decision making in IPM is helped through NPSS. How it helps? Go to the next slide, please. Next slide, please. Can I do it myself? Okay. So the major decisions that concern the farmer are, he should diagnose that this is the correct pest, because every disease has got a treatment. If the disease is diagnosed properly, the treatment can also go properly. Now the solutions generally are like, when you say that somebody goes expert, he says he will find out. He may not be a real expert. He may not be knowing it also. Sometimes he may just say that, okay, he may be right, but there are chances of errors here. But in case of our systems that we are developing, digital systems, it is all based on, approach of AI and deep learning. So what happens is you train the system, like you train a child, you train a system by giving data. Suppose there is a mealybug infestation. What are the symptoms of a mealybug infestation in, say, in a sapota plant? Then you keep feeding the data, slowly the machine will learn, and whenever a particular mealybug is shown to that camera, it will identify and immediately tell you that this is a mealybug. So like this, for 61 crops, we have developed a repository. Now this repository is basically training that is why we call it machine learning. The machine in learning to do your work through a system called as artificial intelligence. Now what happens is that, how does it help you, the system to improve is, National Pest Surveillance System has got three components. One component is, of course, in terms of the services it provides. One is the mobile app, one is the web portal, and one is the central database which is in the server. Now a mobile app is very convenient. Everybody has got mobile app. For every service, Swiggy mobile app, Zomato mobile app. Even for your banking, you have a mobile app. It's ease of convenience. Now this app will be able to identify. You just have to, for example, if you want to identify how a pest is, and what you want to identify that this pest is affecting this crop. So what should be the treatment? Say, for example, a mobile app, if you register, you sign in with a login ID and all, it will ask you in the dashboard all these details. Then you select which state, which district, where you are and all. And then you have to upload a photo. When you upload a photo, what happens is that it will read based on the symptoms that are available. It will just read, and it will tell you that this is the pest that has attacked your crop. And then you'll have to again ask for an advisory. It will say this is the advisory. This advisory you can follow, and based on that advisory you can implement the particular control measure. Now the capturing of pest image, goes hand in hand with real-time surveillance also. When you post more number of photos, when you click and post, it gets posted onto the server, and in the server it is developing a repository. So location wise, see, every location, when you take a photograph, suppose in Coimbatore, cotton crop is there. Every cotton farmer takes a photograph and posts in that. These photos are geo-mapped. So location wise. So what happens is that you will be able to see the pest intensity that is building up. In some areas, you will have no pest intensity. In some areas, you will be having high pest intensity. You can also find out the hotspots. Now, data providers can be either DPPQs. We have these central IPM centers. It can be state agriculture officials. It can be ICR institutes. It can be KVKs. State regional centers also are there. Farmers can be relied upon. Farmers' friends can be relied upon. Frontline extension workers can be relied upon. So all of them should be able to provide us credible data It can be any pest, but it will go and get hosted onto the server. Now we are all building a good library kind of a thing for pest management. Then how does this library system work? The identification, the moment you are able to identify the pest correctly in a sense, precisely this is the pest, this is the stage, you will be able to give a treatment. Normally pest identification takes 2 to 3 months, especially for a farmer. When he sends a crop sample, it goes to the lab. Now here a farmer is empowered to identify himself the problem. Once that is done, what happens is that you can give a timely advisory to the farmer. Timely advisory in the sense, again, you have auto-loaded, uploaded all the advisories for each pest. Of course, it is strong, as strong. Library means you should have many books. If you have 100 books, you will have only information about 100. If you have 200 books, you will have information about 200. So the wider, the larger the network is built, the more robust it becomes. Informed decision making for a policy maker also. Say, for example, somebody is working in DPPQS. He wants to know the locust buildup in the desert area of Rajasthan, how it builds. So he is getting on a map the photographs. So seeing the intensity, you will be able to know that how the buildup is happening. And again, it facilitates seamless collaboration with various stakeholders. Today, in the pesticide industry, if you see, the input dealers are only providing extension services. People go with their symptom, go to an input dealer and ask him, monocrotophos. Because he wants to sell monocrotophos. It is not the solution for the crop. It is his interest. I see all this Syngenta, I am not criticizing them. Everybody is driven by their agenda to commercially exploit the farmer. Like we are exploited commercially by corporate hospitals. Because my secretary was stating a small incident. He said 3 of them suffered COVID in their family. 2 of them went to government hospital. They were treated normally, they came back. Their daughter was in Calcutta. She went to a corporate office hospital. They put her under ventilator for the same COVID. And they saw that she has an insurance of 6 lakhs. So she was charged 5.9 lakhs. So it is a commercial activity. We can't allow farmers to be exploited by the pesticide sellers. They should also understand that the treatment should be given only when the problem arises for that treatment. Suppose you can't avoid chemical, then you have to go for it. But exercise every other option to avoid chemical. So for good coordination, it should be a coordination between KVKs, ICRs, DPPQS, input dealers, pesticide agents. Everybody should come on this platform. And because we are saying natural farming. What is natural farming? One side you are saying natural farming, one side you are saying nano urea. Nano urea is also chemical. And another side you are saying biocontrol, then another side you are saying Syngenta chemical. All these are contradictory. So if you have to build an ecosystem, you will have to have digital systems which are all connected so that you come to know what the other man is doing, whether it is required or not required. Lastly, promotion of judicial use of insecticides will happen. Integration with IPMS. IPMS is Integrated Pest Management System. This is another digital initiative where you will have the flow of pesticides. How spurious are the pesticides? That is another issue which we have to tackle. Pesticides again not being good, but spurious are also there in the system. And then a national pest repository is formed where you will be able to easily identify the pest. Everybody becomes a doctor. Just have to use the app and tell this is the pest. And then NPSS will also help in overall reduce the cost of crop protection. So that is the idea, and that will actually give us some kind of a solace that yes, we are able to provide a good solution to the farmer. I don't know, this is not moving. So the work on NPSS started by the ministry. 61 crops have been covered. We have got an action plan for next 3 years to cover more crops, more pests. And hopefully, if all of you contribute for building this NPSS, I was, seeing another system developed by TNAU. All these systems have to be flowing into the DPI. The DPI, general DPI must have all these systems integrated so that people don't duplicate their efforts. And if they do that, I think we'll be able to protect our farmers with good pest management strategies. Once again, thank all the organizers for giving me this opportunity. It was really an unforgettable day for me as an alma mater here and as an alumni of TNAU. I should thank Chitra, I should thank Shanti ma'am, I should thank Ramurthy sir, all of them, even Geeta Lakshmi ma'am, for providing this opportunity, and I could share my thoughts. I am myself an entomologist, though I am working for extension in the ministry and for infrastructure development in the ministry. Hopefully, you must have had some benefit out of my talk. Don't treat this as a panel presentation or something. It was sharing my thoughts on how agriculture sector can actually transform, and responsibilities with all of us to push this initiative and take it forward. Thank you all.
Is there any queries from the audience side? Okay. Transforming from slow to swift, digitalization is made omnipresent. Thank you, Dr. Sri Samuel Praveen sir, for throwing some light on digitalization. I now request Director CPPS to honor Dr. Praveen with a memento.
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah, it's okay. Thank you for the opportunity. No problem. I don't know. I'm gonna carry or not, but I'll.
Thank you, Praveen. We'll be knocking your doors in future. We'll be knocking your doors in future. Next, we move on to the keynote speeches by the keynote speaker. Generally, entomology is a male bastion. And in the recent, you can see many girls getting admitted into entomology. So in the 90s and early 2000, entomology is really a male bastion, and I still feel it is a male bastion. So to cut across the hard ropes and to be a leader in insect taxonomy is a matter of pride. At this juncture, it is a proud moment to invite Dr. Purni to deliver the address. Before that, I would like to say Dr. Purni has got 30 years of research experience and is a world authority on the taxonomy of Our Lady's beetles, namely Coccinellidae. She has erected 2 genera and described 105 species of insects. She has developed several online diagnostics for insects. Again, it's my pleasure to invite Dr. Purni to deliver the keynote address. Please, ma'am.